I had to find an angry farmer because this is that you know this guy voted for Donald Trump, and you know that he came to Washington on January 6th. These are the questions you have to ask for Trump voters. It is a different message. If someone tells me they voted for Biden, I'm going to use different words, different phrases than they am if someone tells me they voted for Trump. And these are the 5 critical questions. And notice the top 2. What's in it for me? Why do I benefit? Why should it matter? Is it selfish? Yes. Accept it. This is how they come to their decision making. And I believe on meeting people where they are rather than insisting that they change. And now, as I go through this, if you guys got questions, I'm happy to respond to them as we walk through it. But I'm going to roll through stuff. Wow, that was fast. Go ahead.
Thank you. I had a question related to the last slide. Sorry, and the concept of global commitment. Thank you. I had a question related to the last slide and the global commitment piece. How helpful is it to tie in words of patriotism and things like energy security?
For the people you're trying to reach, for those who are more standoffish, potentially more hostile, it absolutely matters. I've tried to avoid that because we are now so divided on so many issues that my goal is to find language that a Biden voter and a Trump voter would agree on. And if you start going down the road of this is patriotic, some people will challenge your definition of patriotism, and I'm trying to get away from that. I would do it because I know who we need to move. That's very good. One more? Okay. So they're always going to say to you, what about China? The key for Trump, for a Trump voter, is to individualize it for the children, for the family, for the neighborhood and community. You start as local as you possibly can. I know this is weird because there's a different attitude in terms of foreign policy. But right now, the current Republican Party is more focused on the individual, and the current Democratic Party is more focused on global, even though Republicans are more likely to support global intervention and Democrats are more likely to oppose it. So it depends on what the issue is. But if I want a Trump voter, I'm trying to get people to think about it individually. Now, specifically for them, I want to give you a lexicon. The reason why you have to do your grandchildren rather than your children is that the average age of a Trump voter is deceased. By the way, I will tell you that I had the opportunity to attend his final Christmas party that he threw before he left office. And after a couple hours, I had the guts to ask him, because I'm curious, what does the J in Donald J. Trump stand for? You know what he told me? Genius. So you have to convince people that your approach is an alternative. For a Trump voter, the only reason why they will react in the way that you want them to is that yours has to be better. It has to be superior. And you're focusing on approach, results, solutions. But it has to be an improvement or they will accept the status quo. Another key component is, I don't know why, but there's some issue between Trump people and science. And I'm not getting into that brawl because it's not helpful. And again, I go back to watching this on TV. You're insulting people. They aren't acting correctly, but to insult them is not moving them to get vaccinated. It's not moving them to embrace the decisions that they need to make for themselves and their families. They trust farmers tremendously well. Farmers, ranchers, people who actually work on the land. So that is critical in having a spokesperson that they will believe in. And you also want a quote from him, because if they find out that he said something in favor of a policy, they're more likely to follow him.
You know, this guy is a major loser. Frank Luntz came to my office, asked me, first of all, he asked me for an airplane ride. So I gave him an airplane ride in a very nice airplane. Then he comes to my office. All he did is keep saying, I want to come and see you. He comes to my office, wants me to hire his firm to do focus studies or something. I don't need focus studies. I told him, Frank, I don't need focus studies. I have no interest. And after I said that, he does all these negative focus studies on me because it can't be right. Because if you look at polling and all the polling that's gone on having to do with the debate, most people think I won. Most people think I won the debate. So this guy's a wise guy. Maybe he uses his little tiny power at Fox in order to get work. I don't know. But he came up to my office. I couldn't keep him away. I mean, the guy kept calling, please, let me see it. So I see him. I say, Frank, I have no interest in your polling and your focus groups. It's not, by the time you do your group, the deal will be dead, assuming I'm doing deals, which I'm not doing anymore because I'm running for president. So I told him no. And now every time I see a poll, it's negative. I mean, the guy's a lightweight.